maybe for that top 6 position and into playoffs. However, they can get a little bit of a measure for what each team is capable of just here in Midseason Mayhem.
Yeah, a lot of it, even though obviously we're not seeing like playoff implications and stuff here, it's kind of a way to let loose and realize we are still playing a game. Let's have some fun. But lots of money on the line. Still single elimination bracket for those that don't remember. If you lose, you are out in this best of 5.
Yep, and it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams go about it. We've seen some teams that don't really need that much space and that many gates to look for when they try and get their shots open. However, this is unlike 1v1 or 2v2. There is pretty much always a player shadowing in the correct position. As Classic's going to take this one over onto the side. He can keep going. Ring around the rosy. We're almost going to make a whole lap of this until Espeon cuts that one away. And there we go. That is going to be the big and most important thing there is big damage comes through and a goal's going to come up.
What
Espeon.
A play. Big damage followed by a big pinch coming on through Espeon. Zangjaki plays that really well underneath. It primes the gate and then a power one immediately after. But that's perfect. That's exactly what they need to do. Get some damage, prime it, get the gate, score a goal.
Well, that was exactly against what I was going to ask you just there, which is how important is it right now to have a player be able to read whatever sort of shot you go for and to get those redirects onto that ball to create extra damage?
I mean, not only in just drop shot, but in general, it's great to have someone who can read it. But drop shot especially, it really emphasizes, like, if you have the ability to make a play, prime it, and then immediately put that damage on, even better if someone like Espeon's going to prime it to stage 3, but saved out by take 3.
Oh, that could be dropping into a dangerous position as well. Almost 2 goals as quickly as we've ever seen them. So that's going to be going up high. And here we go. That's in the difficult position. Vince has to be there just in time. That's going to be important here for take 3 to try and put as much damage as possible. They have taken a lot. But if they can get a lot onto that orange side before a goal is scored on them, then they are still looking pretty in this matchup. However, still struggling to get this one out of their half. That could be dangerous yet again, dropping towards the correct position, and that is very important from Genesis.
Yep. Good job coming in and getting the answer for that. As Classics plays that, it actually ends up hitting that corner and playing back towards his own team. Really well hit on that wall. For those that don't play enough like Starbase, it's the same kind of style of map. So using and hitting like any wall is going to play that immediately back and center it to your team.
Everyone's just left the room for Pizza, Lola. We're alone here.
Good.
Because Pizza, ball up high, could be taken away by Vince. Going to play that one down though. That's going to be a lot of damage. Zangjaki, the rest of take 3, try and continue to maintain their lead.
Hold the Moy.
Come on, put that one down. Can't get it, and that's going to be return damage put on to take 3. As Genesis doing such a good job of not exactly challenging all the time, but challenging and having someone positioned to take that one away, and it's happened yet again.
Now, the nice thing about putting that damage in the middle of the field, too many times, like it's a radius thing, so if it's played in the back or the front, it gets cut off by your half, and you don't get the full receive of damage for the other side, so playing it towards that middle, opening up not only a good spot and easier to hit, but also getting the full damage actually applied to the tiles.
Classics was still up there. That was going to be played down. So much damage coming through. And Espeon still can't get rid of it. Genesis refusing to go away, have bitten onto this matchup, refuse to let go of the clothing. Are going to keep on going as more damage done.
Unfortunately, Vince was trying to go for a ground pinch, but failing to realize that ball is primed, applying damage on the net. Both teams are actually doing a pretty good job spreading out on the field, just a matter of allowing damage to happen. In this situation, you can see Genesis actually putting themselves in a really good position.
Well, they've got plenty to aim for at this point. There's a minute and 45 seconds remaining in this matchup. Espeon puts that one down, and there is the importance that we saw it in game 1. The fact that it does not matter how big the goal is, as long as you get it in there, and that could be dropping straight down, almost completely against the run of play. Zangjaki has to get to that one first, but all 3 members here are ready and waiting. Espeon tries to clear it. Classics puts that one down, cleared away by Vince though, and a huge run of play there results in no goals.
No goals with the ball yet again, primed up to 3. The pinch working in favor of Genesis.
They don't have a half a ton of insolences. Gets that one down. Look at that, it's a sea of blue.
Pinch coming out, doesn't matter as Vince tries to play it. It just comes and flips his car and uses the top to make sure it hits a downward angle. Benefit of following that up as well as if he does get the 50-50, it's going to pinch in his favor.
That new skin is so good looking. just continues to constantly change over the animation, changes the look of your car.
He's talking the 20XX black market decal. It is gorgeous.
It absolutely is. And now, if they can keep this away from their own half, and Classics, that's not how you do that. Almost turned that into his own net.
He told you.
Oh, dear.
That is how you do that.
Yeah, tell me.
Fine.
That's going to be me told and you back to a tied up game. Although Insolences clears that one long. Final 45 seconds remaining here. And there is plenty for Take 3 to aim for if they want to get themselves back into this match.
Yeah, well played as well by Chrome, making sure that even though the ball is barely off the ground, you just barely have to tap it onto the floor to get that damage in. As Chrome just shadowing this all the way down, playing it really, really well. Trying to go for the bump on Zane. Now he's completely out of position. But ball on that wall is just going to keep circling.
Oh, almost. Classics gets that one away, but Vince and the rest of his team won't give that one up. 15 seconds remaining, puts that one down. Big damage, 19 tiles have been put down there, but that is not the important thing. As we run down the clock, only one more opportunity. Vince puts that one over, but everyone knows exactly what they need to defend. Instances puts that one to the other corner. Genesis take game one.
It was really a matter of just ball possession. You saw how well Chrome was able to shadow. We mentioned this in the first series with me and Leaf, where there's like three major things: shadowing, ball positioning, and then boost management are like the major things you see in this game mode. And Genesis towards the end did everything really well. All of them had plenty of boost because Chrome, when he was shadowing like that, just allows his teammates to sit back and do whatever they want. But then he goes in, he pressures, and then you see the misdirection coming to Classics. And they didn't even like take the damage. They're just like, no, we're going to keep passing it because why not? What are you going to do about it?
I mean, we see that huge damage coming out from Chrome, putting up 78 in terms of damage. That is the equivalent of about four and a bit of those third tier primed balls going straight down. And when you're leaving that much space open, when we saw it for that second goal, eventually you can't hold on for anymore. If that ball touches the floor and you've got nothing around, you're getting scored on.
No, that's the crazy part too, is that like it changes into this like cluster towards the end when it hits like stage 3, everybody's like, uh-oh. They go full like gotta touch the ball and everybody goes for it and it just uses up all your boost and it completely throws any like mindset or like strategy you had out the window.
Certainly does. However, just as they are getting used to that one, how about you try and get used to some Rumble with random items all the time, so there is no getting used to Rumble. But we've seen how teams can actually use this to their advantage. This game mode is all about communication. Yes, it's got a little bit of randomness to it depending on what items you get, but the better you can communicate what you've got to your teammates, the better chance you have.
No, you're definitely correct on that one. It's curious to see, but we are waiting for that clock to hit 4:50 left. Power-ups will be live as these guys transition down into the Take 3 corner. Classics trying to get a normie.
Yeah, but Vince has got to immediately use his, and we see everyone trying to get their items out there almost immediately. Chrome, very rare that we actually see a grappling hook coming out of a goal. Classics, though, can take us all the way, goes for the Moy, gets it down, 1-0.
Moy indeed, it's so easy when the ball's attached to you. Just comes up and takes this away. You see Vince actually trying to come up and do something about it with the magnet. Closer it is, the better it works, but just was enough as Classics forces that one in.
Yeah, the magnet will have no effect on a spiked ball. However, the spike time length is not exactly that long, so considering he was already in the air, that was probably the best way he could have played that. Almost turns that one straight down.
It does. I thought they updated it. Like it like tags on it a little bit, like pulls on it.
Very well might do. Vince got booted, but straight into the position he was already in. That's Chrome, he's got beat by that, but a frozen ball stops him from being able to take any sort of ball into the net. Now Zane Jackie, he's got his opportunity. The ball's going to go away from him, though. And there is the clearance. Insolences, what have you got, my friend? Oh, he's got the speed up, and there's Classic. Speeds up the ball into the net.
What a power hit coming through. You see Insol taking his time on this one, gets the boost, waits to see what his power-up isn't helpful, and just passes it off. Even though that happens, like, poor Espion too, he uses the boot on the wrong guy. If he would have did it on the guy who was coming in to take the shot in Classics, probably would have had a save there.
Well, you cannot auto-aim it, so when you cannot manually aim it, it's automatically onto player, so sometimes you'll just take it.
Just gotta, like, wiggle around until it selects who you want.
Just keep changing your camera area. So you
just spamming ball cam, like, hoping that it changes. I was glad we weren't spectating them.
Everyone's got themselves some sort of tag onto that ball. But Espion's going to come out with it. And it's been an absolutely fantastic start here for Genesis. 2 goals up. Not looking to make this one close at all, but that's a great pass out. Almost a normie goal. until he got booted away. St. Jackie tried to use the spikes. Espeon is through on go. He's in got Classics to beat. What's he got? No! Block there from Classics, and Chrome ends up running straight into his own teammate.
Ooh, Vince has spikes. He's going to use them. Let's see what he does.
Let's go up high, boy.
All the 360.
Oh.
No. Oh, shut down.
Chrome read that one like a book, and now he's got himself a hold of the magnet, but did not get it close enough. That magnet only really works for those aerial dribbles if you can get it close enough to you so it has a stronger link.
Yeah, it's really difficult trying to create that space just so it like builds that power, I guess.
St. Jackie proving one of the more weird notes about any sort of pro player is the fact that they cannot hit a still ball. Everyone's so used to it going down or up. It still completely knocks them out.
Yeah, it's one of those muscle memory things. You've put so many thousands of hours into this game. Just, okay, the ball's going to land like this. It's going to go this speed. I got it. And then when it doesn't move at all, everybody whips. It's ridiculous.
Can't get that one down, though. That's going to be open. As Insolence is just put the tornado. I don't know what.
See you later, St. Jackie. He's still in the air. But he scored, St. Jackie.
Well done on that one. Almost managed to score into the other net as well and put that one away. St. Jackie going to have to brush off the cobwebs, and Insolences can take this one all the way down to the other end.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe he like literally air carried him all the way in.
Insolence is showing that he's got a knack for this sort of game mode. I was just looking at just going, okay, you've missed the shot. What are you actually going to do with that? And then he just picks up St. Jackie.
Come with me, friend. It'll be fine.
That's going to be an open shot here coming from Chrome, but that's going to be a power fist. Cleared away. 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. No goals scored for a long time, and that plunger is going to take it away from Instances who went for the shot. And Vince, impressive use of the plunger there. Espeon, he's got his own tornado now. This is now the item I'm just most looking forward to. Oh, well, he was. This is how we deal with tornadoes, apparently.
Yeah,
just boot them away.
Yeah, just boot them away. It's so ridiculous. I was actually glad to see Chrome. Chrome was sitting there waiting. Unfortunately, lands on his nose, so he can't really do too much there. As soon as it attaches, it's based on where you hit it. So you get the underside, not able to get those wheels on the ground. But he waited to use the power up. There was a couple times when he had the ability to.
Oh, power hit going to come out from Vince. Can it go all the way? Great save there from Insolences. That was probably one of those cases of maybe he should have waited until he showed the fact that he had that power hit. Otherwise, I don't think Insolences would have been able to read it. Either way, still 2-0 up.
Oh, no way!
Spikes come through. Side jump, Insolences gets pounded into the net, and 3-0. The game is effectively over.
He goes for the flick, it completely mind games it, and then there is like a subtle like invulnerability with the spikes. Within the first like second or so of you using it, it doesn't count as like knocking off, because to stop spikes, there's 2 ways or 3 ways you can do it. You can either A, use like a freeze ball to knock it off and it just kills it. You can jump into the ball and it'll usually bump it off, but that slight delay just working out in his favor. Why is Genesis so good at Midseason Mayhem? What's happening?
No, it's just, it's pretty incredible at this moment in time. Classics backing up his claim that his team can play. What a great boot, but an even better save from Insolences. Tries to double save, but the plunger will have none of that.
No, it's exactly like you stated, just counter after counter. You see one shot coming in the boot. Luckily for Insel, he's able to get down, but that plunger not enough. Still almost getting the save. And Espeon exclaiming in chat, he is Kronovi. He is the new plunger king.
Well, Kronovi is out of the tournament, so if they can take themselves further into this, then that crown is certainly available. However, take 3, looking like they're about to go 2 games down here and going to have to try and force themselves into a reverse sweep. We're coming towards the end of this matchup. 10 seconds remaining. There's the plunger. Although Vince, he's got himself that magnet. It's not going to matter for much of anything. So we come towards the end here. And an impressive victory, nonetheless, from Genesis.
Genesis, again, like you said, up 2 in this series. Looking really strong, and it just has to do with a matter of, I guess, opportunity. Like, it's crazy that, I mean, obviously power-ups in that are completely RNG, but they seem to be utilizing it really well. Like, they're adapting to the situation pretty well, and just almost even outplaying Take 3 in this situation. That's
just a weird sentence saying outplay when it comes to this sort of thing.
Weird.
However, it is what it is. And the next game we are going to have is pinball. So we already seen this once today. Apparently you guys in chat want to see it yet again.
I know Vince loves this game mode.
Does he?
Yeah, absolutely loves it.
Well, we'll find out on that one. Considering this, Take 3 do need to get some wins here. So if you guys have picked something that Vince is certainly happy with, then you'll be helping out that team here.
Do you think like the players are in chat being like, yo guys, vote for this, please? We need your help.
The secrets in there, just like the alternate accounts.
Yeah,
actually, you'd probably be better off just using your real account.
Yeah, use your real account, get like camaraderie behind it. Also, don't forget, you can cheer for them too. Cheer for the captains.
You can cheer for the captains, indeed. And I feel like we've given teams like NRG some ideas here. If you see Jacob suddenly in the chat, just ignore him, okay? Someone got that ban hammer out.
No, you can't ban Jacob. It's not. You just can't do it. It's not allowed. It's Jacob. You just leave him alone.
Just leave him alone.
Yeah, do his thing.
He's harmless. He is, and I'm sure he won't do anything too silly. But it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams deal with this. Much higher bounces that usually come out for this. We're going to see a lot of whiffed aerials. But I don't know what else these two teams can do with it. Classic's going to be the first one to that. We can immediately see a lot more power goes onto these shots. But in contrast, accuracy becomes all that much more difficult. And that is a plunger. That is a lot of rumble items. Yeah?
No.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna. No.
Yeah?
You done goofed.
You done goofed.
We're gonna reset this.
Yes, we are.
Because we need a different thing.
Well, we don't need different thing. We just need less of one thing.
I mean, I love the chaos, but it's not 4v4.
No, it's yeah. That was not supposed to be it. If we're being completely blunt, the rumble items were not supposed to be there at all for that one. However, we are going to get ourselves back into this soon enough. So, pinball is exactly what we've got to get. No rumble items onto it.
Oh, imagine if there were, though. Pinball with rumble?
Probably the only way these guys would know how to control the ball. Let's.
I mean, I don't think there's any control in that situation.
It's just hit the ball really hard. It's SARPBC. It's literally just SARPBC. Just hit the ball really hard.
Yeah. Do you want to do you kind of want to explain for those that haven't played SARPBC? I mean, obviously, old veteran here.
Well, I'm 21. What are you doing to me here?
The game's been out for 9 years.
Don't you Gibbs me.
Papa Gibbs. I'm sorry.
Papa
but
Gibbs.
You've played SARP. Explain to them why it's more like SARPBC, because some people may not know that.
All right, so the physics in SARPBC were a lot more, let's say, loose in this one. Dribbling was not as much of a big part of it, especially, I mean, 3v3s weren't really anything of it because it was so easy to get to one end to the other. So you didn't really bother with that. It was more 2v2 than anything else. And it's a case of, you can go back and watch any SARPBC footage you want to. You could hit it backwards from almost anywhere and still probably hit the other end of the field with it. So it was a case of lesser and probably more floaty physics compared to what we have now.
That has been history lessons with Shogun.
I failed history in my GCSEs.
Well, it's about rocket powered cars, so it's fine. It's a totally different type of history.
I got a B in maths, which does not
Say math again.
Maths.
Apparently there's a F and a TH and an S in math.
Wow, Lola.
Sorry, James isn't here. I had to make up for it.
This is not going that far if this is what you plan on doing to me.
I couldn't help it, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, pinball.
Yeah, you transition that one, why don't you?
Pinball, no rumble.
No
Let's
rumble.
Go.
Well, we can find that out in about 4 seconds or so. If we suddenly see Espion coming flying through with a hook.
Wow, you see that one go?
No, well, no hooks coming out there. So yeah, this is going to be a pinball matchup. And interesting to see, it's going to be one of those cases now when the defense completely switches over in terms of not only can you not really bother about not putting it into a danger zone, you can just hit the ball. It's going to go somewhere safe.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, just don't aim towards your net, or do, because, I mean, sometimes accuracy, that was close. Sometimes accuracy is just off. Like, we talked about that earlier, like, if it's not perfect, like, any slight, like, shot that's not perfectly on net is going to be amplified and go flying somewhere else.
It's going to go almost all the way, and there you go, Espion, taking your advice onto that one.
Just hit it.
Just hit it really hard. Just hit it, actually. Really hard is just implied at this point.
Maybe that's what the strategy is. Just everybody needs to hit it really soft.
I like Vince's idea here, actually. Don't hit the ball really hard. Hit the players really hard. That is something I can get behind. We're going to see some team plays coming out here. Unlikely, boys. As Insolence is just continuing to pressure that one. And that is going to be a miss. And that is going to be a hit.
Playing Battleship now?
Well, yes.
Classics just sunk their Battleship.
They just, yes, you just sunk my Espion. As Classics comes in, great shot hitting from him. Just put it on target. That's all you really need to do in this. And just just look at the opponents just flail.
Well, too many times you see these guys try to go for like a direct shot, but luckily for Espeon, or not for Espeon, for Genesis, they were able to like hit it off the ground to make sure that it didn't like hit crossbar and go flying elsewhere. Those little shots might, plus those are tough to read. Like if you go for like a bounce shot, like off the ground, new strats incoming, guys. Yeah. See, there it is again.
We usually see a lot of half volleys coming out in regular matches, but that is pretty much impossible in this. How you can get power from exactly wherever you hit it. Chrome ends up having an argument with that post, the post one.
Glad you noticed that.
It was hard not to. It just like, I heard him say ow. As Instances clears that one over to Chrome, who misses that one entirely. So Zane Jackie's going to be against Instances yet again. Pulled all the way out. Can Classics get contact onto it? He can. He definitely can.
He definitely gets contact. Fortunately, the ball's going to transition the other side, but it doesn't matter. And that's the crazy thing yet again about pinball. If it hits that lip just right, it's going to keep flying. And it centers all the way in favor of Genesis. As this Insult puts a rocket of a shot saved by Espeon.
Yeah, just over to the side, but that was very good shooting coming out there. And as we saw earlier, and I mentioned this earlier on, the whiffs coming out from the aerials. These players are used to a certain height when this ball bounces, and it does not happen. So they have to take their time. So it's a case of maybe slow and steady will win the race here.
Unfortunately, neither of these teams have turtle on. How does that make perfect sense?
I like that. I like you did look over to me for confirmation that that was a good one. Espeon, I'm going to look over to you right now because that was a good one.
Good ones all around as Espeon collects the boost. Easy shot for him, just gets up. Plays it over Classics. Classics, tough time reading that ball. Like you said, that ball bounces way higher than these guys are used to. So he's just trying to recorrect as he leans backward and tries to boost to get a nose on it. Because that's all it really takes. 50-50s and stuff don't really matter in that aspect. All you have to do is just get a nose on it, get anything on it. Like you saw how well like hitting it with a wheel still puts pressure as Classics puts him up by 1, 2 left.
Tell you what, his confidence is well founded at this point. Classics having a great series for himself. Just puts this one in, and exactly as we said, just hit the ball. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, being really smart about it too. He reads the first bounce wrong, so he boosts back down to the ground to make sure he can recover faster, and then just beats Vince to his turnaround. So
now it's going to be a case of take 3. Have to get themselves a goal, otherwise they are going to be out of Season 3's Mid-Season Mayhem. Chrome and the rest of his squad will try and get rid of that. One's going to come all the way down. Instances leaves it. It's gone over the top of him. Now Espeon does not get any contact. Someone please hit the ball. Instances, that is the wrong way. This is going to be the most ugly goal I have ever seen.
No, it was just 2 teams passing it together. This is teamwork, like, to the fullest extent. They all huddled together and just chase the ball. That reminded me of, like, watching soccer at, like, 3rd grade level. Everybody just runs after the ball and kicks it.
And just fall all over each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. 3rd grade soccer in America is weird.
I am noticing very much Classics
Again?
with the first resemblance of actual pure skill that we've seen in this matchup. What a shot from him.
The ability to set yourself up, just hit it hard like you said towards the wall and then follow it. I mean, I guess you have the best ability to read it if you're the one who's hitting it, right?
Apparently so. Very impressive coming out from Classics. Getting that goal back after a rather embarrassing way of giving up the lead originally. Zane Jackie, that could go straight down. We've got bumps going on all over the place. Espeon can get himself over to that, but cleared away by Insolences. And 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining here. And still the lead belongs to Genesis.
Well, with 1 minute left, you said, well, that's all they have to hold on to, man. If they just keep hitting it, clearing it, they should be all right. Because one game, if they take it, take 3 is done.
There's no such thing as subtlety in this matchup, is there?
Not really.
As that score is going to go straight down, not capable of being
What
used.
a clear from take 3.
Hitting every single arc around, and that's going to be another shot. Classics legitimately can play this game mode. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see Genesis in this tournament later on and you want them to go on to win, this is the game mode you pick for them.
Just absolutely killing it. What a forward, back, forward pass. Yeah. That's 2 of them.
Yeah. And yeah. Chrome clears that one away. Can they follow it up? No. And there's going to be another shot. Classics! You are too good at this.
Finishing it really, really well. You see Chrome play this down on that wall, but as it bounces through, not going to take the chance. Been using that parry chicker training. Cherry picker training. That's what I wanted.
Cherry picker, cherry pick that one out, my friend.
Can do.
Can do. As Zane Jackie puts that one up high, Vince is going to be able to get a hold of it. And that is going to look like a comfortable sweep for Genesis. So a shot onto target. Insolences has to get the save. And here comes Classics yet again. One more for the road. Nope. Zane Jackie puts that one all the way over to Espeon. And there we go. Genesis sending a message ahead of their matches next weekend are through to the semifinals.
Normally, like, last season, all these games were really close in the aspect of like the series score, but we've seen 2 sweeps already this season, which makes no sense.
No,
I mean,
doesn't.
a lot of mayhem doesn't make sense. So I mean, I guess.
I mean, did you see that match? This was just a case of Classics can hit the ball, his team wins.
He had 100% shooting accuracy in that game.
That's
on pinball. What?
Yeah, it is really impressive if we are being completely honest with you. Classics comes out big for his team. And very impressive as they're going to head themselves on to the next round